Hi fellow geeks. Well, tonight we are going to discuss the new kid on the block of the text editors slash IDE integrated development environment, Atom. Ta-da! So Atom can be found in this URL, atom.io, and at the moment the only possibility the only package made available on their website is for Macintosh. And obviously we are Linux guys and we want it to work with Linux. So is it possible? And the answer is yes. And you can see here you have other versions. If you click on that, let's open that, blah blah blah, go to the Atom repository, scroll down, and here you can see the various operating systems on which you can build Atom. So obviously we are interested into the Linux one, and I have it here. And what does it say? Well, it's linking to a GitHub repository because Atom is in fact a product from the guys from GitHub. That's my understanding. And what do we see here? And that's already some information about what's next, basically what's going to be wrong afterwards. They recommend that you use Ubuntu distribution 12.04 64-bit. So the 64-bit, we can explain that their product currently has only been made to be built on 64-bit environments, and the other part of the answer is hidden with the type of C library which is being used by this distribution of Ubuntu. And my guess is that this distribution does use the C library 2.14 or 2.15 or something like that. When the libc library that we're using for Debian Wheezy 7.5 stable, just that. And obviously doesn't work. Yes. Yes. I just prefer to show you everything. Okay. So this is my kernel, latest as of today, and the libc library we're using is this one, 2.13. So if you take a look at your libc.so.6 underneath lib x86, I don't know if you see it properly. Yes, lib x86 64 -linux -gnu, you will see that there is in fact a link to the libc 2.13.shared object. So we are using basically with Debian stable an older, let's say more mature version of, more tested version of the C library, which makes the environment the way it is. The problem with that is that some guys discovered that it doesn't work, and that the required C library is at least 2.14, and that's true. So you might wonder, why would you need a separate version of the C library when you are building from source? Well, the answer is straightforward. This product and this script here is downloading a compiled library. Believe me not, yes, they did that. That's really ugly, that's really bad practices, but they did, because normally we don't download binaries in a source build process. But well, that's my rant for today, and well, what do we do about it? Well, we have to figure out which library has been downloaded where, and could it be replaced if we compiled, we find the source of this compile library, we compile it, and then we replace it, and then we rerun the build process, hoping that the system will pick up the proper library, the one we compiled. And that's exactly what I did. So other people had the same problem. Some people suggested, well, why don't we use our version of Debian stable, and let's pick up the C library from the Debian testing, because it's 2.18-5. Well, that's a very bad idea. That's a really bad idea. You're gonna screw up your system, so don't do that. That's not the way to go, except if you have a testing environment and it's fine by you. But otherwise, if you want to keep a stable environment, don't do that, especially for production. So we're gonna do it the proper way, and without further ado, we're gonna connect to a a development environment box. But just for you to know, it took me quite some times in order to get all the requirements. When I say requirements, all the dev sets of libraries which are necessary in order for the build process. Here they're just showing you a very minimal amount of things. You can do that, but you have plenty more to do. In fact, along the way I was constantly picking up a new library which is necessary in the build process. So what I will do, and I will put that in the blog post, is I will take a copy of all the packages which are on my dev environment, and I will post it. I will put a text file so you can make sure that you apt-get install them all. Alright, so you'll be fine. With regards to npm as a requirement, it's a bit strange. I think the system somehow is building up something. I did not really think I needed it. Node.js, what I've done for Node.js is I went to the Node.js website. Originally I went through the Git through GitHub in order to well, I wanted to fork it on GitHub, so I went there, basically retrieved via git clone the whole branch, and then compiled it, installed it, and it failed. It failed because Atom needs to have a particular version and does not accept. And that's a good one for you guys. You will not waste as much time as I did. Basically, I don't know how they call that. Testing, or that's not testing. Basically, not stable versions of Node.js. So what I did is I just simply went there and got myself the version 0.10.28 tar.jz and compiled it from there. So that was quick and easy, right? So you can do that. So you need to first compile Node.js, install it, and then make sure you have all your packages. And I will, as I said, I will send you. I will put you a text file so you can make sure you have everything. Because you miss one and the whole process is failing, and you repeat that so many times unless you get very bored. So that's it. This is only if you have Python 2 or Python 3 and Python 3 installed, and basically you are saying, I just want to use Python 2. I don't think I needed to do that, but you can do that anyways. And then you will follow the instructions. So let's go back. Let's go to the environment. Oh yes, another proof that I'm using libc 2.3.13. So you can check amongst your packages, and you can see that 2.13-38. Yeah. So I don't need that anymore. All right. and this is a connection to my dev environment. So in this dev environment, you can see here I have the git clone of Atom. Atom shell, that's another stuff that we might discover a bit later, but basically I suspect Atom is built on top of Atom shell, which is basically something to run your JavaScript applications. And this is a culprit. It took me quite some time to figure it out, but that's the one which is giving us all those headaches. And you first need, before you go through all this process, you will first need to git clone and compile this library. So it's easy to find. And lib chromium content in one word. You will find it here. And that's a project for that someone used in order to build Bright Array. So this is the library. You can git clone, you bootstrap it first, then you build it here, and you can do that as many times according to the version of the Chromium release you want to use, but you don't care about all of that. You just want to build it. I think by default it's using version 31 something. So you have it, and once you have it, it's a bit difficult the way the tree of their sources and and where stuff are being compiled, it's not really straightforward. So within libchromium content, once you've performed all the tasks in here to build this library, you will get it under libchromium content vendor. So I see I'm already vendor, then chromium. You see that's for Chrome 31, and then source, and then amongst all this stuff, and you can recognize the V8 engine, I think that's probably that, and you go to out. Within out, then you have debug, x64, and release x64. They're essentially the same. Within release, it's not x64, it's just release. Even if it's for 64-bit, yes, I know it's strange, but anyways, you go through release, you recognize your Chrome sandbox here, you will recognize the FFmpeg library, and a bit further, and I forget exactly where it is, it's here, within the lib folder, this is your compiled library. So there is a catch, sorry guys, but it's acceptable, I believe, at least until we find a solution for that. It's almost 1.7 gigabytes. Yes, I can hear some shouting. Yes, that's a huge library. But don't worry, I've checked when we run Atom, it's not going to how do you call that? It's not to make Atom consuming more memory than necessary. Okay, although it's using this library, so that's not too bad. Okay, so once you have compiled it, you start the process. I'm going to close that. You start this process, the build process for Atom. So you go back to your Atom folder. You start the build process. Once you are happy with the build, you stop here after that, after building. It takes some time, so you have to be patient. But once it's done, you're going to replace the libchromium content.so library that has been downloaded, and there is a download folder somewhere, and I already replaced it. Okay, so sorry guys if I'm looking for that. It's gonna take quite some time, but I just found the way the tree is simply horrible. Where is it? I think there was there was a download folder somewhere. Benchmark atom shell. Is it in atom shell? Yes. No, that's here for sure. I also replaced the libfmpeg sumo, which you can find just here. See that the same version. I copied it. So I did that here and possibly in some other place. Sorry guys, I just don't remember exactly all the stuff I've done, but basically I did that. So if you find another area, you just do a find and search it. I think there was some a folder called download at some point, but anyways, you search for occurrences of those two files and you replace them with the one that you have here on your libchromium build, and I repeat myself, and here, okay? You replay them. Once it's done, you go back and you repeat the build process, and you know what? Because the files are here, it will not try to download them again. So that's cool, okay? Or maybe it cannot or whatever, but anyways, it's finally picking up the right library and the one compiled for your C library 2.13. And then, that's not over guys, and then of course you can install it locally on your dev box, but well, what's the point? You will run this command line in order to generate a Debian package on temp atom build. So if you go back to here, temp atom build, and within here, and I have not done that again, so I should maybe, so let's do that. But basically it will create for you a Debian package. So you do that. Oh yeah, of course. Too fast. Okay, let's do that. Come on, done without error. Excellent. And you have your Debian package here. And you know what? This Debian package is useless. Okay. If I go inside, I can see that within the content, you'll have your user bin, atom, etc., your share. That's not enough. That's not enough. But anyways, you download it, and this is the trick. The second trick now. You download this file. Okay, what I've done is I've conveniently downloaded it beforehand, and I put it in my OPT folder, and you can recognize the content. So if I go content, you can see you have user, Debian obviously, within user you have bin share, within bin you have bin and the link with APM. Excellent. So we're going to focus on the share side. Go to share, you have application atom and pix maps. That's cool. And yeah, I have to review my notes because I don't want to say something stupid. Yes. Share atom. Okay. So what I've done, I went to the website of Atom, and I downloaded the package for Mac. You see, it's smart. So we download the package for Mac. Okay, it's taking ages, but anyways, you see, I even tried to compile myself clib 2.15 at some point, but you know what? It's a pain in the neck. Forget it. Alright, so it's downloaded. I'm getting my Atom Mac zip file, and it's going to be very useful because I'm going to use it actually. So what I've done is I've created a user share atom. I go to the user share atom folder, and this is where I'm opening the 3 at the same time. You see here, you don't have it here you have it. So I copied my super large libchromium content.so compile library here. Okay, and that's not all. You can notice as well. So if I go here, atom content resource atom, no, that's not here. Atom app. No. Content. Yeah. Atom app. Yeah, content resource. Nope, still not here. App is still not here. I think it's just because, yeah. What I've noticed is, I still forget. Where is it? Resource. Yes. There's plenty of crazy stuff going on. Anyways, what I've done is I've created a resources folder here. So I copied that. I created a resources, careful with the case, okay? It's all lowercase, resources folder. And then I went to the Mac version. So this is the Mac version. And I did, I copied app, atom, and default app. I copied it inside the resources app folder. Yes, no, sorry. Inside the resources folder, I have app, atom, and default app. I copied that inside. So from the contents, resources, all uppercase, from the Mac version, copied it within the newly created resources lowercase folder. Here it's the Mac content here. But obviously, it's not going to work entirely. So what I had to do, and that's really not much, from your own compiled version of Atom, and I'm going back to it right now, you retrieve, this is your compiled version of Atom, and at some point, resources, Linux, Debian, that's not in here, and every time, is it my build? Yeah. I have this Nulld1g1t folder, and I think that the one, I'm going to double check that. And it does exist. So if we copied app, atom, and default app, within app, you have the stuff specific for the Mac, for the file system, for not really the file system, but for the type of binary that is dealing with, you know, the executables. So within the app folder, the only thing you have to replace, basically, that's the node modules. And I think that the one. Atom, do I have something called grunt? And that's, let me check, node modules. Replace node modules folder with the one compiled with Linux. Okay. App node modules. So is it my node modules here? I'm trying to figure out if I had to do all of that, if it was all necessary. The thing is, for some node modules, you have to copy all the stuff. Atom build, node modules, atom shell, atom build, resource, script, statics, vendor, export. Is it this one or this one? I think, yeah, no, that's not, doesn't look to be compiled to me. However, everything seems to be here. Let's see, I think JSON. Yeah, I think that's from here. Sorry guys, I'm not didn't take all the notes I should have taken, but that seems to be the folder. Yeah, pretty much the one. Yes. Okay. So basically, you take this node modules folder, okay, and within app, you replace the one basically which is taken from the Mac. Okay, you have the one from the Mac here, and this stuff contains specific things from the Macintosh, not for Linux. So you replace this. Okay, I repeat it enough times. Okay, so and that's pretty much it. Yes, I know it was long, but now it should work. So that's cool. You have Atom, and you are all eager to see if it works. So let's do it now. Let's close all of that. Let's quit all of that, and let's test it now. Let's do that. So we should be able to open a text file. So let's open by typing the command. Yes, first, where did I put this the Atom product? I did put it in the OPT folder, so it can be accessible by everybody. So you go to the OPT folder, Atom. You notice that it's not a Debian package. I extracted the Debian package in order to modify it. If you want, you could possibly repackage it in order to easily install it, but you know, I don't think it's really I don't like to mix up made packages with standard systems of packages, so I just keep it that way. And you can see that you have Atom in the user bin folder, so I made sure that this OPT Atom user bin Atom had a symbolic link on user bin or user local bin anyways, in order to access it. So yes, it is accessible, and you can see that if I type that, I can see it in wherever I am. So I'm going to open, let's say, a script, and 1, 2, and 3, and voila, here you go. We have this very nice. Let's try and full screen F11. Fantastic! Look at that, beautiful. So in order to make things even nicer, you see, you have. I like this idea when you have nothing on your screen, it's giving you some tips to learn the product. I think it's an excellent idea. So F11 again to leave that, and I'm going to close it. Brilliant. So I've barely started scratching the surface. This is a very, very powerful product. It's not yet finished, okay? But anyways, what the other thing you should be doing, well, that's if you want only, it would be to get it on the to have basically an icon made available. That's a nice thing. I found it recently in order to integrate that into your environment. So how do we do that? Well, you can simply, should I use Atom? Atom it. User share applications with an S, and you create a file called atom.desktop. Okay, so it will be made available everywhere. So I'm opening it, and you can see basically you just provide it a name, some description. The executable, you see it's on my OPT folder, bin Atom, the path, that's basically where the Atom binary is located, whether you want, probably it means that you want to run it on the terminal or not, the path to the icon, That's nice. The type application and the category development IDE. You do that, and then look what you have. Yeah. Et voilà, atom-git. So the only problem with that, if you run it from here, it's opening the bin folder where atom is located on the OPT folder. Well, I'm pretty sure you can modify those kind of things, but that's really great. It works, and it seems to be a nice product. Okay, I know that the whole build process is a pain in the neck. Okay, if you guys want to have the whole package, I'll probably put some kind of open FTP or something like that, or just publish it somewhere, and I will let you know. If you want it really badly, you know, send me an email. Okay, there's a chap called Andre who did, and that's great. I'm going to provide him with a link if he's interested, and do the same. So until I have it published on a website somewhere. So I hope you liked it, and that it's going to be useful for you. Don't forget, when you are moving the Atom, when you have the Atom product on your machine, you also need to install Nulld.js. I've not yet installed Nulld.js, and you can see that it works. Okay, but if you want to use additional packages, there are plenty of nice stuff on this product. You can theme it. How do you do that again? Toggle, developer mode, grammar, preferences. Look at that. That's really nice. Very neat, this interface. And you know what? It's not that bad in terms of speed. It's not extraordinary, okay? But it's not that bad at all. And look at that. You can change your theme. Up, it's white. Up, I want it dark. And you can install other themes, and they are not made available yet because I do not have a Node.js, I believe. That's it. There are tons of stuff to do with this application. It's mostly directed towards people developing web type of application with JavaScript, CSS, HTML. But I'm pretty sure we'll find it convenient for other stuff, possibly to develop stuff in Java. I like the way it colors the syntax. It's pretty neat. So I would say that at the moment the only real drawback is it's a bit the speed. You know, you don't want to wait. You have to be sub-second for opening files and stuff like that. What I've noticed, unfortunately, it's taking quite some time when it's loading a large file, let's say 4,000 lines or more. And 4,000 lines, you have the memory and everything, but well, my understanding is it's all in one thread, and it's not very optimized yet. So it's a work in progress, and to be honest, at this point, it's pretty brilliant, I would say. So enjoy this product, have fun, maybe give me some of your impressions. I'll be happy to hear. And pretty much all I said right now, and my thoughts included, would be on a blog post that I will publish very soon. So I'm starting with a video and the screencast on YouTube, and then the blog post will follow. Thank you very much, guys, and see you next time. Cheers, bye bye.